So, hello to everyone. In this lecture, in online lecture, I am going to discuss very important points related to environment, especially based on UPSC and your TET exam. So, one by one, quickly, we will discuss about the ecosystem, biodiversity, hotspots, protected areas, air pollution, eutrophication, biomagnification, climate change, Paris Agreement, Environmental Protection Act. So today we have made this discussion in 10 important points which are related to environment. So firstly, the basic questions generally asked on ecosystem, like the functional unit of natural, including biotic, living and abiotic non-living components, example forest, pond ecosystem, energy flows, producer, consumer, decomposers. And in biodiversity is variety of life and genetic, species and ecosystem levels. So important for ecosystem stability and human survival, lots of leads to ecological balance. Biodiversity hotspots, so the reason basically the high endemism and high threat. So those areas which are having high endemism and high risk are biodiversity hotspots. So basically in India there are four hotspots: Himalayan, Western Ghat, Indo-Burma and Sundarland. So keep in your mind Himalayan, Western Ghat, Indo-Burma, Sundarland, generally asked in UPSC and other competitive exam. So priority areas for conservation is for biodiversity hotspots. And protected areas are like the where the flora and fauna are saved, are protected. So basically these are classified in national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, biosphere reserves. So national parks are strict protection, no human activity under the government guidelines. Wildlife sanctuaries, limited human use allowed only. And in biosphere reserves, conservation plus sustainable use. So in this way these are the protected areas. And you can also learn the different list of national parks, sanctuaries, biosphere reserves, especially in India as well as in all over world. And then I took environment, ecosystem, biodiversity hotspots, protected areas. Now the pollution, especially in air pollution, major pollutants, like if you see the Delhi, we always discuss about the PM 2.5, particulate matter 2.5, SO2, NOx, etc., causes of respiratory diseases and climate effects. So this PM particulate matter 2.5 is responsible for respiratory diseases. So always very focused and aware for this. And PM 2.5 is most harmful as it penetrates deep into our lungs and it affects our lungs. So if you are residing near Delhi NCR region, so you must careful and aware that what is PM particulate matter 2.5. So generally in UPSC and other competitive exam, this type of question is generally asked. The term eutrophication and biomagnification. So basically the eutrophication is caused by excess nutrients in water bodies, and like the algal bloom, oxygen depletion, fish death, common in pollutant lakes and rivers. And biomagnification is caused by increased concentration of toxic substances like mercury, arsenic and other cadmium, etc., chromium. So when the toxic substances reaches into the water through wind blow, through soil erosion and along the food chain, so the top predator including humans are most affected with by biomagnification. Climate change is also very burning and very critical to explore, and lots of competitive exam like UPSC and other exam includes and give most of the questions on climate change and greenhouse gas. So the climate change is caused by greenhouse gases like CO2, methane, water vapor, oxides of nitrogen, etc. So it leads to global warming. So if the excess of CO2, methane and other greenhouse gases increases into the atmosphere, so it is responsible for global warming, glacier melting and extreme weather. So this methane is also more potent than CO2. And also chlorofluorocarbon, the potential of chlorofluorocarbon is much more higher as compared to CO2. Paris Agreement. Paris Agreement also very important. Like global, it is global treaty to limit warming below 2 degrees centigrade. Ideally, it is 1.5 degrees centigrade. So it is a global treaty to control, to limit warming below 2 degrees centigrade, so that we can reduce global warming. So countries submit nationally determined contributions, NDCs. So it is a joint venture among different countries. So this is Paris Agreement. And Environment Protection Act. So Environment Protection Act is umbrella law for environmental protection in India. So in this there are lots of list of environmental protection act like 1986, Water Act 1974, Air Act 1981, and Motor Vehicle Act 1988, Biodiversity Conservation Act 2002. So different acts are listed in under this umbrella law for environmental protection of India. It gives power to government to regulate pollution and protect our environment. So these are some major topics which generally asked in your competitive exam like in UPSC and other type of TET exam like ecosystem, biodiversity, hotspot, protected areas, air pollution, eutrophication, biomagnification, climate change and greenhouse gases, Paris Agreement, Environmental Protection Act, etc. So quickly I am sharing the small points on this top important environmental points for UPSC and TET exam. So just wait a while.